What's up everybody, it's CJ and I'm back with another Pleasantville renovation video. So today we're going to be furnishing a fire department, and honestly y'all, this was so much fun, but also I was kind of stressed low-key as I was furnishing this because I had some routing issues, but I'll talk about those in a little bit. So this honestly has been on my list of things to build for the longest time. Like, I needed to build a fire department, and while I didn't build this one, I'm more so furnishing it. It kind of gave me a lot of ideas for my own when I do eventually build it in The Sims. So one thing that I did before I started to record was I went ahead and I kind of made up the floor plan. So I put like a bathroom downstairs. We have like this little room right here for the fire truck. Upstairs I have a space for a gym. We have like a little like communal TV area. There's the bedroom for everyone, and there's like 2 bathrooms upstairs. So I was trying to like figure out how I want things to go and like what I would want in my fire department, you know, if I was building this. So it took me a while. I also kind of had to edit the lot a little bit, so I try not to change the outside of the lots too much when I do these kind of videos because, you know, the creators do a good job when they build it, so I feel like I don't really need to change anything. However, I had to change some stuff with this one, primarily this room over here. This room was not big enough to have the fire truck in the parking space. Even though it's in here right now, I had to turn on and move objects, and I had to kind of move it over to the corner. I had to extend the room out a couple tiles in the back, maybe like 1 or 2 tiles probably, and I also had to like play test a lot with this lot because things weren't working, Sims couldn't get to certain places, and I was really confused. I did play test before I shared the lot with y'all, so everything should work, but yeah, it was a whole process and everything. So starting off in the garage though, I'm using a lot of objects from the Ambitions pack. Honestly, Ambitions kind of came through today. That, and I would say maybe Town Life stuff and the Fastlane stuff pack. So I'm putting like some lockers down here. I'm also putting some traffic cones and like little work tables and stuff like that. I was just really trying to put things that I felt would be in a garage, you know, so like some tools and stuff like that. I had to kind of keep reminding myself that this is not a house and this is a community lot, so I did not put every idea I had in my head in. So like, for example, I wanted to put a fireplace, but I was like, do you really need a fireplace in a fire department? Like, I mean, I guess, but I felt like there wasn't really a need for one, so I didn't put it. And then I also realized that you can't put stoves on lots that are not residential lots, so I couldn't really do everything I wanted to do, unfortunately, but you know, I had to make some compromises here and there. Moving on, this is like the entryway. So right now this is the back door. I'm recoloring all the windows. I like the color of the windows on the outside. It has like that gray color scheme. So on the inside I just kind of made them brown just to kind of match in with the wallpaper. You'll see right here I kept the wall that came with the staircase, and I wanted to kind of like see if I could put something underneath the stairs. However, I couldn't put what I wanted to put at first. So at first I wanted to put like a computer desk because I was like, oh yeah, like it'd be nice to have a desk underneath a, you know, the stairs and stuff. It'll be nice, it'll look cool. But then I remembered that this is The Sims 3 and not The Sims 4, and I feel like maybe in The Sims 4 you could kind of fiddle with it a little bit to kind of get it to work, but in The Sims 3 you might be able to get it to work. I think in order for me to make it work, I would have to bring out the desk like from the wall, and it would have just been in the way. So what I did instead is I just used a pet bed from the pets pack. It's the really big one. I put that underneath there, and that did fit without move objects, so I feel like a dog should be able to go underneath there. I also wanted to put some string lights above it. Yeah, I had like so many good ideas, but then I was like, no, I couldn't really find any string lights that were the right size, and the ones that I did find, they were more like tropical themed, so it wasn't really going to work for this kind of lot. So unfortunately I couldn't do everything I wanted to do. You'll see me right now, I'm just in the kitchen area. So I have a fridge and I have 2 sinks. I also have a coffee machine. Like I said, you can't put a stove on this kind of lot, so there is no stove. I almost put a mini fridge, but I was like, maybe that's kind of redundant to have a mini fridge and to have a fridge. So I opted out for a snow cone machine and a coffee machine. So you do have things you can eat here if you want to. I also used a trash compactor, and I also have a trash can just to kind of like have some more stuff in the kitchen. I ended up using the table from the pets pack in here as well, which I thought looks so nice. Like honestly, I feel like by now y'all probably know that table is like my favorite one in the game. It just looks so practical, and it's like the right size. I love how rustic it looks. Y'all know I love my rustic builds anyway, so yeah, I have to use it any chance I get. I did also put a rug underneath it, and then over here by like the sliding door, I wanted to kind of have like some more like fire department type stuff, I guess. So I put like a plaque by the front door. I also used that bulletin board object to kind of like put it around. So I could imagine like maybe in the morning times, the chief is giving meetings while everyone is eating and saying, okay, we got to go here. We got to do this. Let's make sure we check on this. So I wanted to put some nice clutter in here. I'm putting up this hose object over here too in the room with the fire truck. I also wanted to use the sliding pole for the firefighters, and it does work, by the way, but it took me a while to kind of get it to work in this space. I didn't want to have it in a really inconvenient place. Honestly, I would have loved to put it in the middle of this room. However, if I did that, upstairs it would have like went into another room, so I put it off to the side, so hopefully it's not that distracting. You can always delete it if you don't want it. You don't need to have this, but I thought it would be kind of cool to have like a little fireman's poles. I also wanted to kind of have like some more office-y elements in here, so I put a computer desk, so maybe your Sims can like build some skills here or something, or play some games. I also put some sport pictures up on the wall. We have a lamp in here, we have a pet toy box, a bookshelf. So for the firefighter profession, you only really need to max out the athletic skill and the handiness skill. So I wanted to make sure that I had like some workout equipment, you know, so I made sure just to kind of have like a lot of stuff here, you know, just stuff where your Sims can play and build needs, and they can also build a couple skills and stuff like that. So this is around the time when I forgot that we had this extra room back here by the staircase, so I put a door to one of the walls, and I was like, maybe we can make this into like a little downstairs bathroom. It's not going to be a full bathroom, it just has a toilet and it has a shower. I would imagine that maybe if your Sims need to kind of quickly fix their needs, they can kind of just come down here, you know, but there is a bigger bathroom upstairs for your Sims, but I just kind of wanted to have like a little extra one downstairs just in case for whatever reason they're all kind of full or something. So yeah. Oh, I also put a mirror in here too just to kind of have one. But now we're gonna go ahead and go upstairs, and honestly y'all, the upstairs gave me so many issues, but it wasn't while I was building per se. It was more so when I went to go playtest. I was having like a lot of issues. This lot has a roof. I don't know how Boring Bones did it, probably with like a cheat or something. Part of the roof on this lot, it clips into the building, so it makes it so that your Sims can't go or get to certain places because it kind of clips and the Sims can't like route around it. And it took me a long time to figure out what the heck was going on. I had a lot of issues with the bathroom, which we'll talk about that in a little bit, but like it was giving me a lot of issues. So like for this room, I didn't really have that many problems. So for up here, I wanted to kind of just make sure that I had like a little chill spot. So I put a TV, I'm putting up some couches. I also wanted to have like a little section for trophies and plaques and stuff like that. So I went to Bodybug and I was just getting a bunch of stuff from like a lot of different packs. So we have like this little picture over here of like a Sim receiving an award. Put like a little end table down here with some trophies on it, and I put like a little medal beside it and stuff. I kind of just, you know, wanted to kind of display some awards and stuff. I like to imagine that this fire department is won a couple awards and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, to me, I feel like this department is new. Like maybe the old one got tore down because it was just so old and they got enough money to build a new one, because like this one, y'all, is looking really nice. Like really nice. So I don't, you know, I feel like maybe it's slightly lived in. Maybe it's been built like, you know, 5-6 years ago, so it is kind of lived in a little bit, but I feel like it's more so on the newer side, you know, like, it looks kind of like really nice to me. I also remember that we have these little like siren or bell alarm objects from the ambitions pack. These just basically let your Sim know that there is an emergency that needs to be responded to, so I put a bunch of them on the slot. Admittedly, I probably should have deleted a couple of them because I'm pretty sure you have to maintain each one separately, don't you? So yeah, maybe if you download this, you can delete some, but I wanted to kind of have them all over the lot just so your Sims would know, and that you would know, you know, if there's a fire or something like that. This is around the time, y'all, when I was having a little bit of issues. So I was trying to figure out where to put a bathroom upstairs. So I know I had like space for a bedroom and I had space for a gym, but I was like, where can a bathroom go? And then I was like, well, maybe everyone can just share one bathroom. But I was like, no, because I know how it is when you play The Sims, and you know, like if a Sim is in a bathroom and another Sim try to goes in there, they'll get embarrassed or they'll get like shooed out the room. So I was like, maybe I can try to like separate the space a little bit to kind of make 2 separate bathrooms. So that's basically what I did. So each bathroom has 2 showers and they also have a toilet. I'm telling y'all, when I went to go playtest this lot, I was having so many issues with these bathrooms. Primarily the one on the left. So Elliot could use the shower on the left, but he couldn't use the shower on the right. He couldn't use the toilet. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that the toilet should work. Like, I played The Sims long enough to kind of know like what will work and what won't work. So I was like, why can't he use a toilet? And then for the other bathroom, he could sometimes use a toilet, but he couldn't use the other showers. And I was like, what is going on? So I thought maybe it was because of the constraint for elevation. So like off camera, I like played around with it a little bit, trying to fix it. I was deleting stuff. There was like this molding that was around the roof of the building. So I was like, maybe if I delete that, it'll work. No. Y'all, it was the roof. I had an issue that was very similar to this a couple weeks ago for my Jam Legacy. I had a house and I had the roof clip into the house, but I didn't think it was going to be an issue because in the Sims 4, you know, like Sims don't care, like it won't show up anyway, but it caused issues. It made it so that my Sims couldn't route. And then when I found out that's what it was for this slot, I was like, oh, like literally, y'all, it took me like at least maybe like 30-40 minutes to figure out what was going on. Like it was a whole thing, but everything works. I was kind of upset because I was like, man, I would hate to kind of like rearrange the bathroom. You know, I didn't want to like delete anything, but everything is good. Everything works now. I'm happy about it. You may have noticed that it took me a while too to kind of place some objects in this room. So in this room, this is more like a little hallway section. So I put a bookshelf, I put some chest tables just to kind of have like some skill building objects. I did go back and put a stereo, and I ended up putting a couple of those wall speakers because I kind of like the idea of them being like a intercom system. So maybe like, you know, if the chief or whoever needs to do an announcement, everyone on the lot can hear. It only plays music, but we can pretend that it's, you know, a intercom or whatever. But yeah, it was because of the roof, and that's why I couldn't like move objects in here like I wanted to. So now that I fixed it, I'm gonna see if I could try to move some of those chest tables closer to the window just to kind of see if I can. But this right here, y'all, is the gym. So I put up a couple of pull-up bars. I'm using some workout equipment like the treadmill and the weight machine. I tried to only use the ones from the base game just because I thought it would be easier for people to download. I did use the pull-up bars though. They do come from the Showtime pack, I believe. So yeah. And then I also wanted to put some clutter in here, so I'm using some stuff from Town Life stuff like towels and little gym bags, and I used that poster in the light. So that's pretty much everything in here. I did go back later on and I added a big mirror in that room, and then this over here is just the room where the firefighters will sleep. So I was only really able to fit 4 beds in here. I probably could have fit 5, but I wanted to kind of have like some storage space in here, so to speak. So I put a couple of those lockers. I don't think your Sims can actually use those. I think they're just kind of for show, but we can pretend like it's, you know, extra storage space or whatever. So like I'd imagine the Sims, they lock their stuff away. There's also like a locker in the garage, so there's a lot of storage space, so to speak. And then I also kind of gave each bed a nightstand. I didn't really know how to decorate the beds because I was like, maybe if I make them generic then anyone can use it. So I just kind of went with a grayish and like teal aqua kind of color for the bed sheets and stuff. So I was like, maybe if it's not super decorated, more people can kind of use it. It doesn't really matter like where a Sim sleeps, you know. I also used that plant from the Town Life stuff pack as well, and I also added a little bit of clutter in here. So we have some lamps. I also have some shirts that were folded up, so I kind of put that on one of the nightstands. Like I said, I'm using these lockers in here too, and I also put a mirror in here just in case your Sims needed it. But in all, y'all, that is pretty much everything for this entire build. I had so much fun building this, and also I had a lot of stress building this, but I think everything turned out really nicely. I will leave this link down below if you want to download it. So yeah, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below, stick around for the screenshots so you can get a better look at how everything looks when you download it. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!